Welcome to Gracevilleforex, the number one YouTube channel for forex strategies and crypto strategies, forex tutorials. We give you the best strategy here. Now I'm going to give you a very nice strategy that I use personally to trade Nasdaq. I've looked into the strategy. The strategy is good, and I mean it's good. It works very good if you follow the rules. So I'm not gonna waste much of your time. I'm just gonna dive into it. Now for this strategy has to do with divergence. If you don't know divergence, you have to go up on YouTube, search for the word divergence, and learn divergence so you understand divergence better. And again, I'm still going this strategy. We're still going to be using the TDI, the Trader Dynamic Index. So if you don't know about the Trader Dynamic Index, you can still go on YouTube, search for Trader Dynamic Index and how to use the Trader Dynamic Index to spot divergence and to spot overbought and oversold condition, and to also look for shark fins, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to dive into this video right now. First, what I'll be looking at the rules of engagement. We have first, spot the divergence. Second, you wait for a break of structure. After the break of structure, you mark your order block and your breaker block. After you mark your order block and your breaker block, you wait for a retest back to your order block or your breaker block. On the 15 minutes time frame, I used the 15 minutes time frame as my highest time frame for analysis. So when there's a retest back to the other block or the breaker block, go down to the 5 minutes to look for an entry. So it's as easy as that. I'm going to be showing you some examples. It works perfectly on all pairs, and this is Nasdaq. I'm going to show you for Nasdaq now. So first of all, the settings for the TDI. I'm going to be giving you the settings for the TDI. It's online, you can check it, but I'm going to briefly showing you the settings for the TDI so you know the settings for the TDI. So let's dive in. First, we'll go to indicator windows. We'll open look for the RSI, relative strength index. Then here we have period 13, apply to close. Level, I use the 50, 32 and 68 level. Then the style, I use white. Click done. Also the next one, go into moving average. I click on period 4, shift 0, method simple, apply to previous indicator data, levels, no levels, the style, I use green. Click done. Then again we click on moving average, add the moving average, period 2, shift 0, method simple, apply to previous indicator data, style, I use yellow. Then for the last one, the last one I use, let me just follow it in order, sorry about that. Then go to the Bollinger Band, add the Bollinger Band to the same window, don't add it to the chart window, add it to the indicator window. Period 34, shift 0, deviations 1.619, apply to first indicators data, style as use green. Click done. Then go back, add another moving average, period 2, shift 0, method simple, apply to first indicator data, style I use red. So this is how I got my TDI. And now, what is divergence? We have two types of divergence. We have the hidden divergence and the regular divergence. Now, what's divergence? Simply in the layman terms, in very simple terms, divergence simply means when two objects are going to separate ways, showing different direction. Then we can say there is a divergence. Now, when price is showing an uptrend and the TDI is showing a downtrend, we can spot a divergence. We can say it's a divergence. Now like I said earlier, you have to go check for divergence yourself. I don't want to make this video so long. I don't want to dive into that. So I'm going to be teaching you now this strategy. You have to open your eyes. you have to make your eyes, detect this divergence faster in the larger form and in the smaller form. When I mean a larger form, I mean something like this. For example, I mean something like this, as you can see here. Let's go on this. Let's do this. Now look at this. From here to here, from this point to this point, you can see the line going down slopey and down slope. But from here to here on the TDI, it's going up. So that's a large. I call it a large divergence, or an intraday divergence. A large divergence. I call it the large divergence. But you can see here. Let's look for example a small divergence. I call it small divergence. You can see here. We have something like this from this point here, this point here. Then we have this point here. As you can see on the chart window, this one, the line is going upward, it's pointing upward, while on the TDI is pointing downward. That is a small divergence. So I hope you understand the small divergence. Now, how do we trade this strategy? First of all, we spot the divergence on the 15 minutes time frame. After we spot divergence, the next thing, like I said earlier, we look for break of structure. Now, most of the time, we don't really get to see the break of structure on the 15 minutes time frame. Now, look at this now. First of all, as an expert, I tell you, you have to, before you trade the strategy, please go do your own research, learn it, practice it. Now, this is the this is the previous structure, but it got broken here. So we move down to 5 minutes after the retest. After the break of structure, we move down to 5 minutes. Go down to 5 minutes. This is what I do. I go down to 5 minutes, and what do? I outline my order block and my breaker block. How do I get my breaker? This is my order block here. This is my order block. Then my breaker block. If you don't know what the breaker block is, please go check online to get the theory on breaker block. This is my breaker block. Why I use this breaker block? Because this is the movement that broke the last move, and this is the trend that broke this structure. So that's why I'm using that as my breaker block. So as you can see, we're having a retest here. Now, personally for me, after I retest to this order block, I go down to the 5 minutes. But personally for me, I just take the trade there. But let's go down to the 1 minute. As you can see, after the retest on the breaker block, we broke another structure here. You can see the structure is broken here. Now what do we have here? We alight our OB again on the 1 minute time frame. Then we alight our breaker block or our mitigation block. You can see price didn't really touch it, but it went up and boom, we have been having price down to this point ever since, as you can see. So now I don't want you to think I'm cherry picking. I'm going to show you so many examples. Well, I don't want the video to be long. I'm going to show you so many examples. So let's go back to 15-minute time frame. Look at the 15-minute time frame here. Let's look at this. Let's spot something here. Now let's look at this. Now we see this. Look at this happening here. From here to this place, you can spot it. We spot this here. You can see. You can spot the divergence. After we spot the divergence, we look for a break in structure. Now there's a break of structure here which you haven't seen. which you cannot see clearly, but I will go down to the 15 minutes to have to the 5 minutes chart to have a clearer view on structure. That's what I do. If I don't get a clearer view on the 15 minutes, I go down to the 5 minutes to get a clearer view on structure. Now look at this. This is the point where the divergence happened, and now let's see. First of all, we broke structure. This structure, we broke structure here. We broke structure here. Sorry about this. We broke structure here. Then what do? Outline our order block and our breaker block. This is our order block. This is our OB, and this is our breaker block. And what do we have here? We have a retest down to our order block. Then personally, I'll go for more confirmation. I'll go down to the 1 minute. Go down to the 1 minute. Look at this. Look at what we have in here. Go down to the 1 minute. Then what do? After that, I still look for the OB on the 1 minute time frame. Here's my OB on the 1 minute time frame. Then I look for my breaker block on the 1 minute time frame. This is my breaker block on the 1 minute time frame. Why do I use this as a breaker block? There was the move here. This move. Sorry. This move here. There was a move up before it went down. So this is the last candle. The last bearish candle before the move. So hope you understand. Then we had the move down. Then after this we had the move up here. Then the back to our breaker block. Then we have our trend up. You can see price continue to go higher and higher from this point. As you can see that. And I'm going to give you another example. I'm just giving examples. Now back to 15 minutes for a higher time frame analysis. Higher time frame. Now what do we have here? We have this here. Try to open your eyes, so that you can spot this divergence faster and easily. You can spot this divergence faster and easily. After that, what do we look for? After the divergence, we look for a break of structure, and here we have a break of structure. This is a break of structure. This is a break of structure. This is a break of structure. If you don't understand, please you can leave a comment on the comment section. I'll be glad to reply you. Then after that, what do? We look for our OB. This is our order block. OB is order block. Then we look for our breaker block. Now you can see here, price will test back to the breaker, the order block. It broke the breaker block, so it moves to the order block. So now let's go to the 5 minutes and have a clearer picture of what happened there. Now since price has got into OB, what do? Look for breaker structure on the 5 minutes time frame. Let me delete this so I can see this clearly. Now what's this? We had this move down here. This is an impulsive move up before this down move here, and this is our structure here, and this broke this candle here, broke this structure. So what do? Outline it. We outline it here as a break of structure. Then we look for our order block. Where's our order block? This is our order block here. Always draw it nicely. This is our order block. Then look for our breaker block. This is our breaker block here. This is our breaker block. Then what happened? Price moved down. Price moved down here. And know what? We tested our breaker block before price, went down. You can see how many pips you have caught now. You see, guys, this is not child's play. This is something you should practice, and it will help you a long way. I'm just going to give you two more examples so I close this video. I don't want to make it long, so that you just go practice on yourself. Leave a comment on the comment section. Now let's go back to our time frame. 15 minutes. I do my analysis on the 15 minutes. You can do your analysis on any time frame, on any time frame. Now let's look at this. Spot one here. You have to open your eyes. Divergence is almost everywhere in the chart, but you have to, an expert will be able to detect it faster. Now look at this. We have our divergence here. Now what do we do? Look for a break of structure. That was the break of structure. Look for a break of structure. This is it. We have break of structure here. One. This was a break of structure. Then we have this other one here. Break of structure. Now when we detect that, we look for what we do. We look for our OB and look for the OB and the breaker block. Now these are OB here. You can choose that as your OB. I choose that as my OB. Then look for the breaker block or the mitigation block. That's it over there. As you can see, price retraced back here to the breaker block, and when the trace back to the breaker block, we move down to our 5 minutes time frame. Hope you are getting this, guys. We move down to our 5 minutes time frame, and you can see there was a break of structure here. You have this break of structure. When we have this break of structure, we'll outline our order block and our breaker block on the 5 minutes time frame. You can also go down to the 1 minute time frame, but I like making my entries on the 5 minutes time frame. This strategy, if you practice this strategy perfectly well, you will understand, you will minimize risk. You minimize risk and increase profit. As you can see, price will trace back to our breaker block, and we have our entry there, and boom, look at price going down. So I'm going to give you the last example, so that's just going to end this video. Please follow and subscribe to our channel. Click the like button, subscribe, share this video so that other people can see, so that you support us. That is the only way you can support us. We are not asking for your money, or are you paying us. Just support us by subscribing to this channel, and we definitely give you more tips when you subscribe, so that we know that you're really interested in what we are doing here. So let's give this example again. There's an example here. Have I done this? There's an example here. Have I done this? No. Okay. This is it. This is another example. It's working. Just follow the rules. This is just not the okay, there's no divergence here. Sorry about that. There's no divergence there. This is not just an indicator strategy. It has to do with price action. That's why you see it's working most of the time. We have a little divergence here. You see, you have to open your eyes. You have to train your eyes to spot this divergence. So first, what do we have here? We have the divergence. We look for what? Break of structure here. Price broke structure here. Then we outline our order block, and our breaker block. There's a breaker block. There's our breaker block. As you can see, price did not get there. Now look, as you can see furthermore, that this area also is a very key zone. So what do? You can also use that as our breaker block, or you can also call it the flip zone, because price has been retracing only downward. It didn't retrace upward, didn't get here. So when price retraces down to this part, you can also call it support changing to resistance, or resistance changing to support. When we get this, we find out the retracement here, then we'll go down to our 5 minutes. You have to practice this, and you practice it and you're definitely gonna be perfect. Then look at the 5 minutes. What do we get? Break of structure here, break of structure here, break of structure. Then outline the order block and the breaker block. First the OB, complete OB here, then the breaker block. I'm sorry for this things. Breaker block. As you can see, price almost got there, but it didn't touch. Would have missed this trade, but after the trade moved downward. The trade moved downward. It went in line with our analysis, but sometimes price doesn't get to this point exactly, but there was a retracement, and the overall trend proved that price just the trade went in profit. So that's it, guys. Just if you don't understand, just watch this video again, leave a comment. If you don't understand, if you have questions, leave a comment and we'll be glad to answer you. Please like and share this video. Share